Good morning from Puerto Del Carmen. If you've joined us live on TikTok or you're just joining us on our catch-up live on YouTube, welcome. It is Sunday and it is, I don't even know what time it is because the clocks have gone forward. Who is as confused as me? I meant to have started this about an hour and a half ago, but I got up this morning and realised we are an hour ahead. So they've moved all the clocks forward. I'm all confused. I don't even know what time it is. I don't know what day it is, but we're in Puerto Del Carmen. We're going to walk the strip. So let's go. Come on. So let's rock and roll. Let's turn this around. Let me get myself going. So here we are, Puerto Del Carmen for a change. We're down here. It is a little bit windy, but the weather is beautiful. Look at this. Look at that blue sky. So we're up at the top end. So we're up by the White Lion. You've got Spoons up there. So we thought we'd start this way. And you've got a lovely beach down here, look. And somebody's written their name in the sand. Sam has written his name in the sand down there with a big heart. Good morning, Maxine. How are you? What? Well, it is a cycle lane. Yes, Sharon, it is a cycle lane. But they come up here really fast. Morning, Rossi. I tell you what, you mentioned cyclists and all these people come on, don't they? They all get offended. You know, you're not allowed to have an opinion, are you? Let's have a look. Speed of them scooters. Yeah, there's loads of scooters as well. I'm not allowed to have an opinion about that either. So here we go, let's have a look. Pinocchio's about there. Pinocchio's is miles away, but we're walking down that way. Velasquez Bungalows, we're going to pass them soon as well. I saw you last time I was in Lanzarote about 3 weeks ago. Fantastic, Harry. Morning, Andy, how are you? So you can see lots of things going on today, and who is super confused about the time change? Who is super confused? I woke up this morning, it was pitch black. I thought, well, I've got plenty of time to sleep. And I went back to sleep and then I woke up and it was 9 o'clock. But really it's 8 o'clock, isn't it? Because they've put the bloody clocks forward. Morning, Andy, how are you? Coming over Easter, can't wait. Brilliant, fabulous. But there was 270 of you on. I'll tell you what, you're all doing the same, aren't you? You're all lying in bed wondering what the hell is going on and what time it is. So you've got loads down here on this side. You've got your car hire here. Look, Cabrera Medina. Good car hire. Come and see this guy here. He'll sort you out with a car. And they are a really good company, they are. So they're a very reputable car hire company for sure. Mum and Dad met here. Oh, fabulous. My husband, oh my God, it's going so fast. How far is this from Matagorda? Well, Matagorda's just behind me. So this is sort of the start. If you walk down from Matagorda, you'll sort of come this way. So what we're going to do, we're going to walk down this side first. This is the side with less bars and restaurants on. And then on the other side, look, there's loads of bars and restaurants, but we'll walk back in that direction. Are you near where Tiny Bar is? Yes, I think I am. Is Tiny Bar just down here? I think it's just down here. Everyone tells me about this bar. There it is. Look, there it is. Person that asked for Tiny Bar. I'm just going to come and show you Tiny Bar because everybody tells me about this place. I think they're just cleaning and getting ready. So here it is. This is the one. Morning, you all right? Everyone tells me about this place. They all tell me about this Tiny Bar. So here it is. Look, it's tiny. Fabulous. So there you go. That's Tiny Bar. It's just down off the main strip. I'm just live, don't you worry. Everyone tells me about this place. They all say, yeah, they all mention it. So there you go. So that's a nice little place, just down off this main strip, look. And just there, Tiny Bar. Was tiny as well, wasn't it? Flying to Lanzarote tomorrow, can't wait for a bit of sunshine. Well, you can see the sky is blue. Morning, you all right? And people are out, look. I thought I'd come and do this early morning. Get you down Puerto Del Carmen and show you. We'll rock and roll, look. Here's my favourite tat shops. Plenty of these in Puerto Del Carmen, look. Pat, if you're watching, some good tat shops here. Need to get some stuff. So here we go, let's go. So loads of people walking down on this side, cycling down on this side. And then the other side is foot passengers only on the other side. and loads of bars and restaurants. People tend to walk down on this side a little bit more, because on the other side, not now because it's morning time, you get a lot of PRs, and I know people don't like the PRs where they're sort of dragging you in for sort of food and drink, but a lot of people don't like that, do they? What do you reckon? Do you like it, or would you just prefer to have a little wander around? I suppose they've got to promote the business some way, haven't they? Here's a little sort of complex down here. There's a few things in there. I've heard that Westway is meant to be quite a good restaurant, and it's like a commercial centre. It's a shame they can't do that up, because it doesn't look much from the outside, does it? But down the bottom you've got amazing views. It's a shame, really. It's a shame they can't do that place up a bit. Maybe they will. I'm sure they will at some point. I just left there. I love it. Brilliant. So we've got Mrs. Travel On is live. Well, she's not live. She's on here answering questions that I can't see. Is Pizza Capri still there? Yeah, I think it is. I think we're heading down in that direction. Got the California bar on that side. Look down here, and then you've got another tat shop. Good morning. How are you? You all right? Hey, they're ever so friendly down here in Puerto Del Carmen, aren't they? It's a lot different. Good morning. Look.
Good morning, love.
Everybody, I'm all right. Are you?
Yeah.
You having a nice walk?
Very much so.
Fabulous, fabulous. See, you don't get that down in Playa Blanca, do you? Not many people speak to me in Playa Blanca. What else we got? Look, the tobacco shop and the exchange shops. They're good to change your money and get your cheap booze and your cheap cigarettes. And another Chinese restaurant there. Apparently that Peking duck or Peking duck is meant to be fabulous up there. So you've got the buffet restaurant up there. And on the subject of scooters, these yellow scooters that I always have a rant about, there's another bloody company now. Morning, you're right.
Morning.
Another company now. There's the yellow ones, and then there's blue ones now called Bird. How far are you from Playa Blanca? I'm miles from Playa Blanca. I've come up this way today. What was that? The buffet is not as good as it used to be, really, Sophie. Peking duck is the best. You can't see. You get mixed reviews on here. This is like it's like TripAdvisor, isn't it? Chow mein is the best in PDC. That is so British. What, a Chinese restaurant? Yeah, there you go. Oh, you missed that. You missed some of them. So we've got on this side of the road walkers, runners, scooterers, cyclers. We'll probably get some roller skaters and maybe some skateboarders as well. What do you reckon? Loads going on. So what else we got down here? So we're coming up to the Serenity here. So the Serenity is gorgeous. Now this is brand spanking new. And this is what I like, that they're trying to modernise Puerto Del Carmen look. And they're trying to bring some amazing new places like this. So weird, I was here at Christmas. Brilliant, Sam. So there's Serenity, look. That is a beautiful restaurant. What's the temp? First person, Kelly, the first person to ask what the weather's like. Temperature's about 23 at the moment. It's beautiful. Look at that. So that's Serenity. It's got a gorgeous shop at the bottom. And then up the top, right at the top, look, you've got a big sort of roof terrace with hot tubs and everything. Mucky Duckies up the road from there as well, yeah. Staying at Bellevue. Bellevue's a little bit further from here. So that's the Serenity, and then, oh, you've got the Lani Suites here opposite. So owned by the Serenity is the Lani Suites, which I'll just show you here. I've never been able to get in here because it's very private, but this is a super posh hotel, look. And it's called the Lani Suites. Look at that, just reception alone. I am gonna have to see if I can get a little nose in there one day. But I tell you what, it looks amazing. And here are the new scooters that I told you about. So there you go, look, you've got the yellow ones and now you've got the blue ones called Bird. So I think they're here to stay, folks, as much as I don't like them. I think they're here to stay because there's two companies. What else we got? Lani's owned by Serenity too. Yes, it is. Yep, Lani's had loads of restaurants. Very rich gentleman. Do you know what? I've never met him. I don't know who he is, but he's a very rich guy, and He owned a lot of restaurants before, then he sold them off, and then he opened this place, and then he opened the Lani Sweets as well. So he's got plenty of wonga. It's not the same Lani's as in, well, it is the same Lani's in Playa Blanca in Marina Rubicon, but he sold that to somebody and they just kept the name. Golden Corner, lovely cocktails. Yeah, we're heading down there now. Not far from Golden's Corner. I was staying Club Del Carmen. I stayed at Acora, Lanzarote, that's behind me, yeah. 4 days till I'm back, missing it already. Fabulous Sophie, not long then. La Panita's not far, yeah. Bloody hell, hasn't changed one bit. Considering I went 20 years ago, it's changed since 20 years ago for sure. So what we got here, Diamond Cocktail Bar, there's loads, that's quite a popular one. It's very busy down here. I'm really surprised. And I'm surprised at how many people are out with this, the clock's changing as well. I'm just a right mess at the moment. These are nice little shops that have opened around. There's one in Playa Blanca. You'll know them by the pink flamingo, and they sell well, they're like my favourite tat shops, but they're a little bit more modern. I quite like them because they look nice. Here's Golden Corner. Look, somebody that was asking about that. So this is the famous cocktail bar, Golden Corner. That's been done up, not recently, but not bad. And here, look, you can get a breakfast for $2.30. You get one sausage, one bacon, one egg, toast, and a tomato for $2.30. I mean, you can't complain at that, can you? So it's super cheap in Puerto Del Carmen compared to Playa Blanca. Casino here, look. The Grand Casino, if you want to lose some money. And then down here, you've got a Cafe La Ola, which is a nice beachfront bar as well. Very busy beachfront bar and restaurant, very posh. So I do like this, that they in Puerto Del Carmen, where they're opening sort of nice, beautiful places like that. And it is getting a little bit more modernised as it goes. There's a little one there called Mini India, and then there's a new Italian here. And here's the famous Goofy Burger as well. So this is the famous Goofy Burger. And that's always popular. Look, there's loads of people outside there. Loads of people outside Goofy Burger, getting their breakfast in. We're going to walk back that way on that side of the road for sure. We're going to walk that way on that side. How warm is it? It's about 23 degrees. I was there last August, fabulous. What country is this, DK? It's Lanzarote. We're in Puerto Del Carmen today. Where are the Farionis apartments in Lanzarote? They're all the way down the bottom. We may make it down there on this live. We may not. Batteries can, well, it depends on the batteries. But we are coming up to a very famous place here in Lanzarote, which is always busy. Are you going to the American Indian? I'll get that far, yeah, for sure. Who wants to take me here? Come visit us. Let's have a look. God, it's so fast today. Have you passed Cinco Plazas? No, I'm not. I'm coming up to Cinco Plazas. It's up the hill. I'm not going to walk past it, but I'll show you where it is. Top Gun, yeah, nearly by Top Gun. Loads of people, look. There's people everywhere. I've never seen Puerto Del Carmen so busy in March. Morning, you're right.
Hello.
So here we go, look. It is Tik Tok man. How are you? You all right? There's El Kiosco. Now this place, I tell you what, is ramoed. Always ramoed. Like always. Very hard to get a seat here at El Kiosco, and it's dirt cheap. I think it's €1 for a coffee, $2.50 for a beer. Morning. Did you get a good seat? See, there you go. So it's always busy there at El Kiosco. Hey, I like it down here in Puerto Del Carmen. Everyone's friendly. Everyone's friendly. Everyone says hello. Everyone gives you a wave. I suppose there's more people, isn't there, than Playa Blanca. When I do the Playa Blanca walks, I'm sort of down there on my own. I'm going in August. Where do you recommend? Morning, how are you? You all right? Are you watching? Oh, brilliant. Hey, I tell you what, see you later. I tell you what, we love it down here. Someone was there watching live, look, from their apartment. How cool is that? Can you pan round the beach? Yes, I will. When I get down to the beach, I'll show you. So these are the Las Velasquez apartments here. These are gorgeous. I tell you what, if you want sort of beachfront apartments just down here, you can't see much, but they're beautiful. I'll tell you what, they're gorgeous. Las Velasquez they're called. What else we got in there? There's Top Gun. Look, busy, busy, busy for breakfast. Get a great breakfast in Top Gun. And you've got a cocktail bar there on the corner. I am going to walk back in that direction on that side of the road for sure. Do you know if they've finished renovating the Farionis? No, they haven't. I am going to get down there and do a video of that soon as well. Here's the beach. Somebody that wanted to show the beach. Look, there's a lovely beaches down here. So the beaches all come along the front. You've got Playa Grande, and then as you walk down Puerto Del Carmen, you've got a few more little beaches here. Look, I'll walk down and up to show you. It's a nice little private beach here. Most people go down to the Playa Grande, which is a little bit further up in that direction. But it's so nice here because you've got the main strip there with all the bars and restaurants. And then you've got the beaches just a little bit down here. So you've got the best of both worlds. I'm not sure whether I prefer Puerto Del Carmen or Playa Blanca. Obviously I live in Playa Blanca, but Puerto Del Carmen is a little bit more exciting. Playa Blanca is very laid back. Temperature 23 degrees. Lots of people here. We're in Puerto Del Carmen, Lanzarote, on the main strip of Puerto Del Carmen. And this seems to be the place to be, for sure. Where's the destination? I just said it. Is it windy? It was a little bit windy further up, but it's not now. You can see the trees, look at the trees. They're not blowing too much. No, it's windy in Costa de Gaze, yeah. I love the old town. Yeah, the old town's a little bit further up. So we're in the new town at the moment, and then the old town's a little bit further. So this is a lovely walk down here. I must come back up here and have a little walk. Morning, how are you? You all right? There we go, Dos Mil. Now this place is a very strange place. It's actually a supermarket, but on the front is a cafe, and it's super busy always. Look, it's just super busy always. But inside there, when you walk through, is a supermarket. It's like a mini market and a cafe on the front. See, it's lovely. Plenty of room to walk around. Plenty of room for everybody. It's nice down here. Spinnaker's just up the hill. Yeah. Any golf courses? There is a golf course in Costa de Gaze, I think. Club Paradise, and it's got Mulligan's down here. You've got Everest restaurant. That's meant to be a very good Indian restaurant, that one, the Everest. That's another one, new one, La Casa Trattoria, pizza pasta grill. Now that used to be a little cafe that did baguettes and sandwiches. It was always really popular, a little bakery, so I'm surprised that's gone. So on this side now, you've got some other stuff. You've got the Rocas Blancas. That's a really nice place for people watching. Very quiet. Strange that, because that's usually really busy. In fact, this part of this is sort of the central hub of Puerto Del Carmen. It's usually a lot busier, but it's more busy down that side today. Maybe there's more people up that end, or maybe this place opens a little bit later. They're all out running, jogging, cycling, the lot today, I tell you. And then here you've got Centro Atlantico. We're going to pass the Royal and Pinocchio's, and we're going to walk back on that side of the road, guys. So stay tuned if you're watching. Get yourself a drink, get yourself settled in, because we're going to go until the batteries die. All right. So we're going to do a good walk, and then we're going to walk back the other way. So don't worry, I ain't going anywhere. And the clocks have gone forward an hour, so your life is a mess today regardless. Well, mine is anyway, because I ain't got a clue what day it is, what time it is or anything. Pinocchio's, there you go, that's one of my favourites there. So Pinocchio's great for steak, pizza, grill, really value for money food as well. They do some good ones. Go to American Indian, yeah, that's the next one up here. Here we go at Central Atlantico. So Central Atlantico, you've got Tequila Bar at the front and O'Reilly's at the front. They're very popular for sort of breakfast, lunch and dinner. And then at the back is where all your party pubs are. So you've got all your party pubs at the back at Centro. And that's where all the party people are. It gets a bit of a bad rap in Central Atlantico. Because it's the place to be, isn't it? It's the place where all the parties are and all the late night bars are. So if there is ever any trouble anywhere in Lanzarote, it's going to happen there. So it just gets a bit of a bad reputation, but it's not bad. It is what it is. It's a party place. And look, they're building some new stuff there, look, from the temple bar to there. So they're building something new on the top there. Looks like a new karaoke bar. You've got Atlantico Homes there if you want to buy a property. And here we are at American Indian. Someone was asking, are you going down to that temple bar? Okay. I love the Black Buffalo. Yeah, we're going to go down past the Black Buffalo in a minute. And here we are at the American Indian. So American Indian, just opening by the looks of it. Just getting ready for the day. And people grabbing their seats right at the front. Look, he's getting a seat right in the sun, look. He's settling in. Gonna have his breakfast in the sun. And there you go, American Indian. Really good place, live music. Somebody giving us a wave over there, look. And it's got live music on the night. And then in the day, you've got your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner and stuff like that. Where are the Farionis apartments? All the way down the bottom. I might make it down there. Where is this? Puerto Del Carmen, Lanzarote. Whereabouts? We're back in December, staying in Playa Blanca. Brilliant. Where's the shopping centre? A little bit further down. Go to Spoons. It's on the other way. We've already sort of been in that direction, but we're going to walk back. That's where the car is. You've got the big Chinese buffet there, Asian Garden. So that's a massive Chinese buffet. Probably the biggest one on the island. Although they are opening one in Arrecife. It's meant to be nice. Let's have a look. Oh, here's a new one. Italian Bianco. Italian cocktails. That looks gorgeous. We'll have a good look at that on the way back for sure. But look at that. That's beautiful. And then La Rustica at the top. Somebody was asking if La Rustica is closed. I can't see now, obviously, because it's closed. But that Italian looks beautiful. And then down here opposite, you've got a new place called Long Beach. I've not seen down here, so let's go and have a little nose and a little look. And this is like a beachfront look. This is new. So down here, look, and you can get yourself a seat right at the front. Look, you've got tables and chairs down here, and a lovely place. Look, that lovely bar area here as well. And you can sort of sit down here, let the world go by. And there's a little DJ on, there's a little sandy area there with the beach. And look at that for a view. That's nice, isn't it? So that's Long Beach. Lovely, look at that. Very nice. You've got the little beach up there as well. Perfect. Hola. So there you go, Long Beach down on the front. That's on the other side of where all the bars and restaurants are. And just down a bit, sort of beachfront. Very nice. We'll have to come and do a video there, won't we? Back up the red carpet, look, see? I'll come to Puerto Del Carmen from Playa Blanca, they roll the red carpet out for you. Are you going to La Branda Dorado? I don't know where I'm going today, I'm just walking. What's the weather like in May? Very similar to what it is now, it's beautiful. You've got Enjoy Restaurant there, look. Another big Chinese. Loads of big Chinese restaurants down here. Are you going to Matagorda? Not today. Someone's coming Tuesday, brilliant. So if you are coming to Lanzarote, guys, don't forget, we are travelon.world, excursionslanzarote.com. We do all your tours, your trips, your boat trips, anything you need. There's a link above in the bio, or you can just visit excursionslanzarote.com or travelon.world. And there's, look, you can get these beds here at that long beach, like I said. So you can hire some beds and you can sit there if you want. Not sure how much they are. I'll get you the details and we'll do a full video on that place because it's well worth it. There you go. We've got a nice big jewellers there, Santos. Always recommend that for jewellers and watches and stuff. And then next door you've got the designer shop Mint. And we're coming up to Route 66 as well. That's another very popular place, sort of a late night disco bar. But also open in the day for a drink. It doesn't open this time of the morning. Route 66, there you go, Holly, you've been there. How long is the walk from where? Have you been to Puerto Calero? Yeah, I did Puerto Calero the other day. Have a look on my YouTube. So yeah, head over to YouTube, guys. I've got some videos on there of Puerto Calero and all different things. How busy is it? Easter, usually busy. Love this place. Coming back in October, staying in Puerto Del Carmen, brilliant. Can you do Costa de Geese? I will do. I will do Costa. We'll go live in Costa next, okay? Not today. Next Sunday maybe. Where's the temperature? I'm going over in 3 weeks. Temperature's about 23. Can't wait to go there. Sunset Beach does great food. Yeah, that's meant to be quite good as well. We're coming up to there as well. Oh, there we go. Mobility scooter. First one I've seen down here today. All we're waiting for now is a roller skater and a skateboarder. Let's have a look. What's the THB Tropical Island like? Yeah, it's really nice, big place. Now have a look on my YouTube. I've done a full video on it. There's the Black Buffalo. So that's meant to be nice as well. Closed at the moment, obviously, early doors. And then you've got Cantina Don Rafael there. That's not the Floresta. The Floresta's all the way back where I started. Can't wait to come Tuesday for my 50th. Fabulous, happy 50th. But I tell you what, I'm really shocked at how busy it is down here in Puerto Del Carmen. Really shocked. Route 66 we've just passed. Do you do any trips to the national park? Yes, we do. It's travelon.world, excursionslanzarote.com. Have a look at the Lanzarote tour section. You've got all your options to go to the volcanoes and see the volcanoes and do a full tour as well. Many bars show the football, yeah, loads of them. Where are you today? I am in Puerto Del Carmen, Lanzarote. Another big Chinese restaurant there. If you like Chinese food, you ain't gonna go wrong in Puerto Del Carmen. There's loads of big Chinese restaurants. Any idea on solo holidays? Yeah, solo holidays, loads of people come here solo. What's roughly price for you so I can save? Price of what? Best place for self-catering. Puerto Del Carmen's best place for self-catering. Most of the places around here are self-catering. This is why when you come to Puerto Del Carmen it's a lot busier than Playa Blanca. There might be more people in Playa Blanca, but it's big hotels there. So a lot of people stay in the hotels. God, that's a busy place. Look, Sea View. Really busy there. So there's a lot of sort of English and Irish bars down here. You've got Sea View there, look, for breakfast. Maratoni's is really good value for money. That's always quite busy. I think that's quite, I don't like to use the word cheap, but I think it's got good value for money food. And the steak's meant to be good. And here is Playa Grande, look. Here is Playa Grande, look at that beach. And people are getting ready for a day on the beach, aren't they? Look, the weather is stunning. You can rent a parasol. I'm not sure how much they are. I think they're probably around 12 euros. Maybe they've gone up with the price of inflation. Maybe they're 15 now. I'll find out for you. Let's have a look at the beach. Then we'll turn around and go that way, look. So look at, so there's all the parasols, look, on Playa Grande that you can rent. And loads of people setting up for the day down there. You've got pedalos, you've got everything. It's actually a really nice place. You know what, I mean, me and Mrs. Travelon worked in Puerto Del Carmen for a long time, but when you work and come here every day and you go to work every day, you tend to miss it. Mrs. Travel On used to have a shop on this strip. Thank God we closed that during COVID and now she works from home, but you do forget how beautiful everything is. You know, you come to Puerto Del Carmen just to do your bits and your work and stuff like that, and you don't take in these views. So I think we need to get up here more, for sure. Let's have a look. What's that? Do you get paid to do this, or are you a travelling influencer? No, I don't get paid to do these videos at all, and I'm not a travel influencer. We run an excursion site called excursionslanzarote.com and travelon.world. So this channel is literally for that. So no, I'm not an influencer. I don't get paid. I don't do anything like that. I am the person that pays myself, I guess. Yeah, these influencers, it's difficult, isn't it? If you're a travel influencer, then me as a company, I would pay you to tell people to book excursions with me. But I'm a little bit different because I'm building the channel so that you actually buy excursions through our website. So I'm sort of a bit of both. I'm like the influencer for myself, if that makes any sense. Let's have a look. And that's why I always give good, honest opinions, because I've lived here for a long time. I know what's going on. And obviously I want you to book an excursion with me, so I have to give you the right stuff. Cardiac Hill's just up here. Do you recommend Gran Tagoro? Yeah, if you go on my website, on my YouTube channel, travelon.world, there's a video of the Gran Tagoro Gran Castillo. So if you're watching now, go over to travelon.world on YouTube after you finish on the live, and there's loads of videos on there of different hotels, places to see. You got everything. So here you go, a few more tat shops down here. This is why I don't like the tat shops. Everyone has a go at me and says, oh, why are you always moaning about tat shops? Look. That doesn't look nice, does it? I mean, we've come from the other end of town with all them nice posh places, and then down here you've got these horrible shops, look, selling just absolute crap. Don't like them. At least they can make it look nice, you know? You got Gallagher's at the top, and there's Sunset, look, with the yellow umbrellas. And they do good breakfasts and food like that. And then underneath you've got Mumbai Masala. That's a nice Indian restaurant as well. That used to be a Chinese restaurant. You did have Bassi's there as well. That used to be called Tito's. Then it went to Bassi's and then it closed. It's a nice venue, that is, downstairs underneath. No one's ever thought to open that again, which is a bit odd. So you go, more views of Playa Grande. 120 a pint. Is it 120 a pint? Bloody hell. That hill's a killer, yes. So let's have a look at the famous Cardiac Hill. And I'm going to have to do a video of walking up Cardiac Hill, anyway. So there it is, the famous Cardiac Hill. It's very steep, and if you're stopping at the Atlantis or the Kontiki at the top, it's a bit of a trek up that hill. What buggy excursion is better? Well, you've got the two-seater buggies, you've got the automatic buggies, you've got the super buggies, or you've got the four-seater buggies. They're all the same. The four-seaters don't go off-road, but the two-seaters go off-road and are exciting. So if you go on the website, click on the activities section, you'll see all the buggies there. What are the Reza? Don't know. Don Rafael Village is up there. Yes, it is. Are there quad bikes? No, they closed the quad bikes. Don't know why. So you've got a few places down here. Look, you've got the Galleon. You've got the Blue Marlin. That's very popular there. So you've got the Blue Marlin, you've got the Galleon. Little estate agents sort of slotted in, look, and they're doing that up, look. That's looking quite nice at the front, look. And then you've got Bluebells up there. Scottish bar. Up the top there. And then you're coming up to Lineker's bar up here, which is the sports bar. And then there's a new shopping centre a little bit further on that I'm going to show you, and then we're going to walk back in the other direction, and I'll go on this side of the road and we'll get a good old close-up view of what's going on there. Let's have a look. So here we go, tropical, lovely. I'll be there in 3 days, fabulous. Get on our website if you want to book excursions, the link's in bio. Where is bar 67? We're going to pass it on the walk back. So we're going to pass it on the walk back, bar 67. So up this area, this is the Farionis. Look, this is all being done out at the moment, so it's closed and they're refurbishing it. I'll see if I can get a little look at it. Gran Castillo, go on my YouTube. If you go into Gran Castillo, you'll see a room review and you'll see a little walk around. So up this end by the Farionis, which is all being done out, you've got some nice shops. You've got a designer shop here called Trends. That looks nice. They do quite cheap designer label stuff. And then on the other side is the new shopping centre. So it's called the Soco Shopping Centre, and there it's got the Mercadona. So it's got the Mercadona supermarket over there, which is great. Is it worth the money going on the super buggies? Yes, they're a lot faster. Super buggies are loads faster. Look at this cool dog here, look. He's the coolest dog I've seen, look at him. He's beautiful, look. Designer dog, that one, isn't he? So you got the Soco, you got the Mercadona. And then in this shopping centre, look, they've just opened a new Adidas store at the front. And this is what I mean about modernising Puerto Del Carmen, look. I think it looks so nice, but some people don't like it. They like the old-fashioned sort of Lanzarote. I don't know. What do you think? Do you like the more modern, like the Serenities and the beach bar that I showed you and the new restaurants? Or do you like the sort of typical holiday sort of vibe? I don't know. But I like this. I think it's really, they're doing a really good job of sort of modernising Puerto Del Carmen, and I think it needs it for sure. So you've got the big shopping centre here, super dry, and then in there is Mercadona, and then the Adidas store, and it's looking like they're going to open a restaurant at the top as well. And we're right opposite the Farionis, which is all being refurbed. So I'm going to show you that, then I'm going to cross over the road and we're going to walk back in that direction and have a little nose, and we'll just keep walking until the batteries run out or until my legs give up, one of the two. So here we go, Farionis just around here. Let's watch these, like, idiots. And there's the Farionis, so it's still being all done out. Can't really get a good view of it because they've done a good job of hiding all the building work. There we go. And there is again another view of that big shopping centre and the Mercadona and all that. And then up here, we're going to cross over just up here. So this will lead you to the old town just up here. Once you get up here and up the hill, take you to the Biosphera shopping centre and then to the old town. So it's perfect, look. So here you've got another restaurant called Great Asia, another Chinese restaurant, loads of big Chinese restaurants. You've got the Farionis Grill on this side. And then this opened as something Mama's Kitchen or something, but then they obviously sold it off to the Chinese for the Chinese restaurants. So let's cross the road here without getting run over. And then you've got Fun Grube, look. So you'll know Fun Grube sells all your perfumes, sells all your glasses, your sunglasses and stuff like that, and they're all over the island, and you'll know them by the elephant. The yellow elephant there, look. Done that quick since last July. Yeah, they have done it quick, haven't they? What's the weather like in time of the year? It's beautiful, as you can see. Sun is shining. It's gorgeous. So we're walking in the other direction now. It's hard for me to see the screen because I can't see how far is the walk from Playa to Carmen. I'm not sure. What are the best places to buy perfume? Just where I passed there, look. Fun Grube, just there, look. With the yellow elephant, that's the best place for perfume. Any all-inclusive hotels in Puerto Del Carmen? There's not really that many all-inclusives, to be honest. Playa Blanca's more all-inclusive. Here's the big shopping centre. Look, we get a good old view. So we're going to walk on the other way where all the bars and restaurants are. God help me, because there'll be loads of people. So we've got Adidas there. Look, that's a new Adidas shop. I love it because it's so modern. Don't know, mixed reviews from people. Some people say they don't like the modern look, but I love it. I think it looks really nice. And that's the entrance to the shopping centre. Mercadona's closed today because it's Sunday, but you've got a big supermarket in there. Really cheap supermarket if you need to do a big shop. It's overall pretty well. Wheelchairs. What's the temperature? 23. Floresta is in the other way. Marry me, I want to live there. Mrs. Travel On, is that okay? Moramar is all inclusive. Is Moramar all inclusive? Oh, there you go. That's all more Matagorda area though. There's more all inclusives in Matagorda, although it is Puerto Del Carmen. Well, it's a sort of resort on its own. Seems more modern than Fuerteventura. I don't know, Danielle. I went to Coroleco and they've done it up pretty similar to this, and it looked beautiful. I was really impressed with Coroleco. So there's the Farionis on the other side that's been done up. It's overall pretty. Can you go Oceans Hill? Not today. Lanzarote Village. There's a Scotsman. Gary missing in Lanzarote. Yes, Michelle, there is somebody missing in Lanzarote. A Scottish guy. Gary, I'm going to do a video on there. If anybody goes on some of the Facebook groups and stuff, someone's missing. So if you've been to Lanzarote recently, have a little look. See if you know the face or anything, and then there's ways to get in contact. How long have you lived in Lanzarote? About 15-20 years. Long time. Is there a water park near here? No, there's Rancho Texas, which is the best day out in Lanzarote, and that's in Puerto Del Carmen, not far from here. And they pick up as well, and that's got a small water park, but the main water park is in Costa de Guise and Playa Blanca. So the one in Costa de Guise is bigger but a little bit older, and for older people as well, because the slides are sort of quite big. And then the one in Playa Blanca is smaller, newer, and great for smaller kids, but they all pick up from Puerto Del Carmen. Go to Ibiza, well, maybe one day. I'm going to Costa de Guise in July. Fabulous. Absolutely do for Ventura. The Galleon for food. We're going to pass the Galleon in a minute. Is Farionis open? No, that hotel's been done out. Not open as yet. So here we are. Look, Lineker's at the top. Great for your sports. And then you've got the little tatty shops here. Look. There you go. Look. So this is what I mean. The difference. Look. You've got the new, modern, beautiful shops up there. And then you've got these ones, which are not so modern. And I just think it just spoils the aesthetics of everything. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a miserable old git. What do you think? Let me know. 16 days we're there. Love Lanzarote, Playa Blanca. What's the temperature? 24 degrees or 23. I met you yesterday. Oh, you guess I did. You gave me a shirt in the restaurant. Yes, we did. Bless for Alfie. You got a Travel On shirt. Bloody hell, it's busy down here. That's a new place. I've not seen that before. Kontiki Beach Bar. Very popular. I'm pointing that way, don't you worry. Somebody hiding from the camera there. Must be not paying their bills. The Blue Marlin there, look. Very nice for breakfast. And there's the Galleon as well. That's great for breakfast and things like that. A few lads getting their morning beers in, look. So it's quite nice down this end. Lots of restaurants and bars down here. You've got Waves here, look. Seems busy down there. Quite a few people in for breakfast. And this is where it all happens on this side of the road. So we did the walk down the other side, on the opposite side, and then we're coming down this side now. I'm getting a few funny looks down here because there's more people. Which part is this? Is Puerto Del Carmen, Lanzarote. And then at the top, look, you've got the Sunset Beach Bar with the yellow umbrellas. Everyone knows that place with the yellow umbrellas up there. And there's the Mumbai Masala. Now these guys are doing a really good job, look, of doing some beautiful places. Look how nice that looks. And there's Bass's, that's closed. And then up the top, look, you've got quite a few Irish bars up the top here. You've got Indian Aroma there, another Indian restaurant. And then at the top, look, you've got quite a few of the Irish bars. You've got Gallagher's, oh yeah, you're right. You've got Derby, O'Gill's, you've got KPC, that must be like KFC. And you've got one of the cannabis clubs up there as well. That's sort of a weird thing that I found. It's like Amsterdam. Is it legal here? I don't know. But there's loads of these sort of cannabis clubs that have opened up and little shops where you can go in and do that. But apparently you're not meant to, I don't know, they're not meant, it's meant to be like you have to join a club or something, but there's a loophole for sure. But if you're into that, you've got that here as well. Guys, busy on this side, look, you've got Fantastico, looks nice, you got palms. And this is the reason that a lot of people walk on the other side of the road, because of the PRs, so they're already out this morning dragging people in for sort of breakfast and stuff. And I don't know whether it works, you know. I don't know whether it's a good thing, to sort of have people outside saying, do you want something to eat? Come inside. I don't know. Is that the way to get people in? Or is it just better to just serve good food, good prices, and just let people make their own mind up? I don't know how many people have gone and sat and had a meal because they were PR'd in. I don't know. Friendship shop, look. And then here we are, look, you've got Shenanigans on the corner. That's usually very busy, big Irish bar. And then that comes up to the Buccaneer. Do you know Serenity in Italy? No, sorry, I don't. What country is that? We're in Lanzarote, Puerto Del Carmen. There's the Buccaneer, look, very busy, look. So this is the breakfast rush, really. And people are a bit confused because of the hours change. I know I am. Really weird. It's got Valerie there. Have you seen me on the internet? I'm on the bloody internet now. There we go, look, there you go. Say hello to everyone. Fabulous. See you later. There's the tavern. Look, the tavern does great quizzes. So the tavern does some good quizzes and English food as well. And there's Maratonis. So Maratonis is good for your steaks and stuff like that. And then the sea view, look, we said that was busy on the way over, didn't we? So that looks quite busy there, look. It's busy this side. I don't know whether to go over the other side of the road, because I'm proper right in everyone's face here with the camera. Sod it, who cares? What's the biggest shopping centre in Lanzarote? There's a new one in Arrecife called the Open Mall. Ooh, got a little bit of Italian music playing, look. I feel like I've stepped into Italy or something, look, with the music. Oh, he's happy, ain't he, this morning? Jeez. So that would suggest why this place is a bit empty, because of the miserable face of the staff. Jesus Christ, you see his face? So there you go. Nice to be nice, isn't it, when you're working in the tourist industry? Little rant from me. The face, did you see it? There's Primark open over there. No, Primark's not open yet. This is the big Chinese restaurant, not open yet, but here we go. That was such a nice little place, that little Italian. They had the Italian music, and it was like you'd walked from Puerto Del Carmen into a different sort of world, and then that miserable old git. He wasn't even old, dear God. What's the Beatrice Player and Spa like? Yeah, he was happy, wasn't he? There's a nicer Italian just up. Yes, let's go find another Italian with some nice people. So you got Don Rafael, the Mexican restaurant there. Where's Cinco Plaza from there? It's Cinco Plaza is up in this direction. Are you near Tequila Lounge? Not far, Emma. Stay watching. We're going up there now. So there's another big Italian restaurant. Lots of Italian restaurants opening here. You've got Italian, you've got Indian, you've got Chinese, you've got Mexican, you've got Canarian, you've got English, you've got bloody everything. So this is another one of the fun grube. Again, another one for your perfumes and your aftershaves and your designer glasses. And you'll know that from the yellow elephant there. We're in Puerto Del Carmen, Lanzarote. Route 66 still there, yeah, here we are, Route 66. Not open yet, or just opening up. So this is sort of a late night place. It's got a big dance floor and everything, very busy on the evenings. I suppose this is like your club, really. And it opens in the day for sort of beers and stuff like that. but it's more of a nighttime place, that for sure. You've got the Mint shop here, which is a designer label one. Love this place, good family area. What's wrong with Benidorm? Nothing's wrong with Benidorm. I never said there was, or somebody else said that. I was here when I was about 5 months old. I'm now 29. Bloody hell, you need to get back. What's the temperature? About 23 degrees. I'm not going to any hotels today, but they are nearby here. Good morning, Felix. What's the best traditional Spanish food? I'm not sure. La Cascada down in the old town. Lots of old town traditional food down there. Here on the strip, it's mainly sort of Chinese, Indian, Mexican, all that sort of stuff. Traditional food. Better to go down the old town if you want real traditional. I'm sure there's places along here that does traditional Canarian food. I know Universo, which we're coming up now, is like an old Canarian owned restaurant. But the old town is definitely better for that. Loads of Irish bars there as well. Yeah, Puerto Del Carmen, very popular for the Irish. Very popular. So here's a new place that I didn't know about. Looks very hot. Another Italian, look. Italian cocktails called Bianco. Wow, that's busy, look. That's busy. Why is that so busy? I'll tell you why that's so busy, look. Because they do English breakfast for $2.50. I don't know what to make of that. An Italian restaurant doing English breakfast for $2.50. What are your thoughts on that? That's like an Indian restaurant or a Chinese restaurant doing English breakfast, isn't it? I don't know. Or that would be like an Indian restaurant. No, an English restaurant doing a Chinese. Well, I suppose they do a Chinese meal, but you know, I don't know. What do you think of that? $2.50 in England, yes, good and cheap, good and cheap. I wonder if the Italians make the English breakfast better than the English. Because I know for a fact the English restaurants couldn't make the Chinese and the Indian food better than the Chinese and Indians, could they? Here's American Indian. English restaurants make pizza, yeah, that's true, that's true. So there you go, look, there's some people here at American Indian just getting their good views of the day, and that's the American Indian there. So you've got loads of entertainment in there. Morning, you all right? Happy staff, look, nice staff in the American Indian. And they do live music there as well, and loads of different food. And then there's another one of these cannabis places here as well, called Think Green. There you go. I don't know much about these places. I don't know how they work, but it's all very weird to me. Bit of a loophole in the system. But it's legal, it's legal. If that's what you like, perfect. You need a membership. Yeah, you do need a membership, but it's open to the tourists. So how do you get a membership? Well, I suppose you just pay for a membership, but that's the loophole, you see. They're made for like residents, really. And then you get a membership and you go there quite a lot. So I think you're meant to have like a Spanish residency. I may be wrong. Where are you, please? I'm in Lanzarote in Puerto Del Carmen. So this is Central Atlantico, look. You've got some great guys here, look. How you doing, mate? I'm on TikTok now, look, you're live. You enjoying your holiday, yeah? Getting a beer in this early. Well, it's an hour's different, isn't it? We're all a bit screwed. There you go, fabulous. So you got O'Reilly's there. And then you got Tequila Bar down here, look. So Tequila Bar does all your breakfast. Morning, mate, how are you? You all right? So Tequila Bar does all your breakfast there, look. Morning, you all right? And then inside there, so when you walk through there, is where all the party places. So you've got Big Apple, you've got loads of different bars through there that do sort of like your late night bar and your party place. So that's the place to be if you like a good old boogie and you like the late night sort of clubs. Pinocchio's, amazing place, love this place. You've got some really, really good value for money, look. $9.75 lasagna. You've got ribeye steak 16, ribs for 15. Gone up since I was last there, but you know, I've turned into a right tight git now. I don't eat out or anything. The Royal as well, this is a new one. Full English for €4 there. Full English for 4. There you go. So if you can get it for $2.50 from the Italian restaurant, that's why the Italian restaurant's busier. I don't know. Let's grow. I like that. Making me want to go on holiday. Get it booked, morning, Roy. And then we're coming down here to Rocas Blancas. Yeah, Rocas Blancas is just here. These are lovely apartments. This shop here, look, used to be Mrs. Travelon's shop. Mrs. Travelon used to have a shop like that. She's on here. She's called Diversion Lanzarote. She does all the t-shirts and gifts here in Lanzarote, but we've moved it all online because we used to have that shop, and then we closed it just after COVID, which was the best thing we've ever done, if I'm honest with you. We went online. It's a lot better. This place is all setting up. This is the Rocas Blancas cafe, and then the apartments are just through there. And the Rocas Blancas is lovely as well. $2.50 for a large beer, €6 for a cocktail. That's not bad, is it? And it's great for people watching there if you want to sit outside and have a little people watch. So it's interesting to see the price of the breakfast, eh? That the busy places are like your $2.50 ones, and then anything over $2.50 seems a bit quiet for breakfast. Do you get a better breakfast? How are we doing? You all right? Fabulous, thank you very much. We're live now on TikTok. Brilliant, thanks very much. See you later. There you go, look. See, I'm not just Playa Blanca, I get spotted in Puerto Del Carmen as well. Good morning, you all right? So this is the Everest, that's meant to be quite nice. And then you've got Mulligan's down here. This is a downstairs area. So this place does all live music on the evening, and then downstairs does the food and the drinks. You've got your breakfast here. So your breakfast is $3.95 here, beautiful. But you get different, you get more than the normal one. Morning, how are you? You all right? So yeah, I wonder if the €4 breakfast is better than the $2.50 breakfast. Do you get more stuff? We are going to have to do a Puerto Del Carmen breakfast video, aren't we? And we're going to have to come down here and try the difference between a $2.50 and a $4.50 breakfast, and we can do a video on that. So here's Dos Mil, look. This is a supermarket, like I said earlier, but it's also a cafe on the front, and it's mega popular. Coffee and cake. Well, they've only got a few tables, so it is mega popular, but I suppose it's not hard to fill that many tables, is it? But there's a supermarket inside there. Good morning. There you go, look. Jack wants to try the breakfast. I bet he does. Right, tell Jack we're going to do that. We're going to come up here next week and we're going to test the breakfast. We're going to have 2 breakfasts. We'll go for a $2.50 one, and then we'll go for a big banger one, and we'll see what the difference is. Is it hot in July? Yeah, it's hot in July, very hot in July. So it's all happening down here, look, on this side of the strip, isn't it? And we've got nearly 2,000 people on live. That is unbelievable. I'm really happy with that today. Is it hot now? Yes, look. Look at that sun over there, look. You've got the beach over there. You've got the beautiful ocean. 2,000, we've just reached 2,000. That is fabulous. This is a new place, Palm Bay. So there's lots of little places opened. We've had a bit of a rush on in tourism, to be honest, and I think this is why there's so many new places that have opened, because I mean it's always been quite busy in Puerto Del Carmen, but I've never seen it this busy, and it's been consistently busy. Obviously we do have, although it's an all year round destination, you do have your winter and summer, but it just hasn't calmed down at all. So you've got here the Galleon 2, so this is the second of the galleons. Lots of people having a morning beer, look. Oh, I tell you what, I haven't drank for like nearly 15 years, but I was never a daytime drinker. I could never like have a couple of beers. I always had to get drunk. So if I started in the day, that was it. It would go on till the early mornings. Here's Top Gun, look. Very popular breakfast there. Lots of people. And your breakfast is $4.50. But it seems popular, so there you go. I reckon that's going to be one that we try, Jack. We'll go and have the $2.50 one, and then we'll come to Popeyes. Morning, mate. How are you? You all right? No, we'll come to Top Gun. Yeah, I love Top Gun. Simon that owns that's a great bloke. Great bloke. So we're coming up to one of the famous people watching spots, which is really good for people watching, and really cheap beer as well. And it's very difficult to get a seat. Everyone talks about this place. It's called El Kiosco. We're going to come up to that now. What country is this? We're in Lanzarote, Canary Islands. Top Gun game. Let's have a look. El Kiosco. Let's have a look. So here we go. No seats available. El Kiosco. Very busy. Just under that beautiful tree, look. Morning, you alright? Super busy down here. Super busy. Are you still here, look? I just passed you earlier on that side. Yeah. How are we doing? You alright? You got a good seat? Very good. Very busy, look. Morning, you alright? Always busy down there. El Kiosco. Very windy today. It is a little bit windy when you get up this end. It's not been down that end. But you can see the trees, they're not moving too much. Now these are the little sort of coffee shops that get overlooked, look. So these are like, they're like arcades, but they do cheap coffee. And it's where the locals drink, so can't be too bad, can it? Another Italian restaurant there. I feel like I'm in bloody Italy in Puerto Del Carmen. Morning. I feel like I'm in Italy. Is Costa Hotel Puerto Del Carmen nice? Yeah, I think Costa Hotel's nice. Mate, in less than 10 minutes you'll be at my mate's restaurant, Serenity in Ilias. Pop in, I will. I'll go and have a look. Coming out in May, stopping at Paradise. Brilliant. So here we go, look, there's a few places here. You've got Goofy Burger coming up, another very popular place. And just to show you on the other side of the road, if you weren't on the live earlier, you've got the casino and you've got Cafe La Ola on the other side. But we've done that side, so we're doing this side. Goofy Burgers here, look. Do nice, really cheap food in there. Doner kebabs, chickens. And then next door you've got the new Italian as well, another Italian. Morning, you all right? So, are we in Italy or are we in Puerto Del Carmen? Loads of Italians open. There was never this many Italians last time I was up this end. Nice restaurant, Volcan. Not sure what they do, but again, they're doing they all do your British breakfast, your English breakfast, what they call the English breakfast. Is that what the English meal is famous for? You know? Is that what the English is famous for? Is it the breakfast? I think it is. Obviously you've got your Chinese, your Indian, your Mexican. They've all got their specialist food. But there's no real English restaurant, is there? That just, I don't know, what is English, the famous English food? I suppose it is the English breakfast. Is it morning? How are you? You all right? You having a nice time?
Beautiful, thank you.
Fabulous, brilliant. So they're in one of the casinos as well, look. Having a nice coffee. So yeah, what is the English dish? I guess it is the full English breakfast, isn't it? That's what we're famous for. But how many of us actually have a full English breakfast at home? Very rarely. When I lived in England, we have one on the weekend, just a bit of sausage and egg and stuff like that. Full English and fish and chips, yeah, fish and chips, exactly, there you go. Forgot about fish and chips. Not many fish and chips places here, is there? In fact, there's only one. We're going to come up to it now, called the Codfather. So this is Serenity. This is the new place. Look at that. And Sunday roast, yeah, that's true. There you go. And chicken tikka masala. Indeed. We're going to have to do a video on this as well. I'm coming up with some good video ideas here. So there's Serenity. It's gorgeous. I don't know if it's open, so I can go and have a little look upstairs. Shall I ask him? I don't think it is. But you've got some other stuff down here. Are you open upstairs yet? Can I go up and have a look? I don't want to have a drink. I just want to show people. I'm on live. I'm on live.
That's lovely. So welcome to Serenity.
Look at this place. Super posh. This is mega posh. So this is the new Serenity, look. This is gorgeous. Wow. Look at that for a restaurant, eh?
Morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Morning.
Look at that. So you can come up here. Look at that, beautiful. And then let's have a little look on the roof, eh? Let's go upstairs to the roof. Pie and mash. Do you speak Spanish? I speak enough to get on, yeah. But most people speak English, to be honest. And then up here, look, the food is lush there. Is it? I bet it's expensive. Looks nice though. Where is this? Serenity in Lanzarote. Our kids are laid there, yes. Oh wow, look at it. What do you reckon? What are our views on this? Gorgeous, look at that. Can you show Tiny Bar? I just passed Tiny Bar earlier and showed you on there. If you want to catch up on this live, guys, what I do, once I've done the lives on TikTok, I then go live on YouTube with the same video. So you can always go to my YouTube channel, travelon.world, and there I'll go live later, so it'll be live but not live, and it will show you the whole live will be on YouTube for you, so you can catch up on it. So don't you worry about that. Let's have a look at the prices. Somebody asked the prices. So from the island, you're talking, I mean, sort of grilled beef, 21.75, 20 euros for a sort of fish meal. You've got your lobster, obviously that's going to be more expensive. 12 to 15 euros for your sort of more normal stuff. Oh no, that's a starter. So you're talking 12, 15 euros for a starter. What, 7 to 15 euros for a starter, and then up to about 20, 25 for your main courses. But you pay for what you get, I guess. I mean, to sit in that beautiful restaurant, although it's not as cheap as some of the other places, it's looking bloody good to me. Oh, hang on, what's happened here? I need to turn me around. There we go. There we go. So there's Serenity there, look. There's the front of it, or the side of it. Gorgeous. And then underneath you've got this big shop as well. These are becoming quite popular around Koala Bay. So they're like a clothes shop, but they're nice. And this is what I mean about building shops and restaurants like this, because it just modernises the place, doesn't it? Do you agree or not? And there's the Lani Sweets as well. So they own Lani. I'm going to try and get in touch with Lani. They own that and the Serenity. So here we go. So it's like a bit of a contrast, isn't it? You go from sort of Serenity to this bit here where it doesn't look as sort of posh. You've got your designer label shops there. Another one of them. But it's certainly not, it doesn't match, does it? To go from that to this. That's just my opinion. Someone will have a problem with it. It'll trigger someone for sure. So you've got here the Sunshine Chinese. They do breakfast for $3.99. They even do bloody fish and chips, look. See what I mean? Look at this. So this is a Chinese restaurant, but they do fish and chips and chicken and chips for $7.95. And then you got all your Chinese and stuff, and then English breakfast for $3.99. Cake, ham and cheese toasty, fish and chips. I wonder what the fish and chips will be like from a Chinese restaurant. I'm not sure, you see. I wouldn't go to an English bar and order a chow mein. I'd go and order it the Chinese, wouldn't you? This is Bar Why Not. They're doing breakfast as well. That looks nice. And there's a place up here that really confuses me, but it's really popular. Everyone says the food here is amazing, but the name just really does throw me off. It's called Mr. Pasta, but it does all sorts. It does a steak and grill, but it's called Mr. Pasta. And it just throws me off, that, because I would think, oh, well, that's an Italian or a pasta, just does pasta, but it's meant to be amazing. Guessing you got there yesterday? No, mate, I got here 20 years ago. We're here in lucky men. No lucky men today. I must be having a lie-in. Weather in June, please. Very hot. I'm flying to Lanzarote on Tuesday. Fabulous. Hated Lanzarote. Oh dear. It's like Marmite, isn't it? You either love it or hate it. Here's California Bar. This is quite a busy place. Super Burger, $7.95. Look there. Lots of people having English breakfast here. I wonder if it's good. English breakfast, $2.50. Double English breakfast, $4.50. Irish breakfast, $3.45. There you go. So your small breakfast is $2.50 in there, and your double breakfast $4.50. Gotta do a breakfast vid. Gotta do a breakfast video. Morning. So what else we got through here? We got Bagatella. It's another popular place. And there's that place on the other side, look, which is a lovely little, lovely place. Got some really nice restaurants down there. But the outside doesn't do it justice, does it? That's what I think that they could do with doing that up at the front, and then more people will go in there for sure. Because there's some great places. Westway. I think there's another place down there that's meant to be quite good. So here we go. Look, we're going in this direction now. It's a lot of different. It's a different contrast to the other side up here, isn't it? A few more tat shops. Look. Bloody hell, look, they've got everything here. Willy-shaped bottle openers. Morning. Another one there doing. Hello, mate. How are you? You all right?
Just watching you.
Oh, you were just watching, were you? There you go. Here you go. He's in the bazaar. What you bought? Cigarettes. Great stuff. See you later. There we go. There's some other places. So there's some people there. Look. And then up here, guess what? We've got another Italian restaurant. "10 days and counting." What's the current temperature? 23 degrees at the moment. It's bloody roasting. It's beautiful. There's a little breeze in the sky that keeps you cool, so it's gorgeous. But look at that. A lot quieter up this end. But then when we started up this end, and then it was more busy than the other end, wasn't it? Looks lush. There's another Italian. Tell you what. What's going on in Puerto Del Carmen? I'm going to call it Puerto del Italy soon. There's loads of them. Loads of them. Don't worry about keeping me muted there, accountant. This accountant belongs to me. Don't you worry about that, mate. I will just do one thing here and block you, mate. See you later. There you go. My favourite place. That's changed so much. Yes, it has. People are so rude. They are, aren't they? Best thing to do with people that are rude is just block them. It's as simple as that, isn't it? So what we got up this end? Have I passed Musical Tavern yet? No, I haven't. So I'm going to go up to that. I'm going to go that far. What time is it there? The same time as back home. And don't ask me the time because I'm so confused because of the time difference. It's changed so much. Tiny Bar. Yeah, we just passed it. It's just behind me. It's such a popular place, that Tiny Bar. For a tiny bar, everyone seems to know it. So it must be a tiny bar. But what happens if you go there and spend all night there and there's 3 groups, then how are people finding it? Because it must be full. Solimar here. Morning, mate, you all right? So this has moved. This used to be up another side. What we got here? So in this area here, this is a little square. You've got the Codfather, the fish and chips place. That's really nice. So if you want fish and chips, there's the Codfather, and then you've got Musical Tavern up the top, look. And up there, and you've got a little mini golf place up there as well, which I haven't had a look at yet. I'm gonna have a look at that. But Musical Tavern is your comedy drag show, very popular. You've got your fish and chips underneath, you've got Owl and the Pussycat, you've got the sports pub, and then you've got Hotspot as well. So that's a little sort of square that's well worth a visit. And you'll spot that because it's right next to Solimar. So when you come out, look, you've got the beach opposite, and then you've got Solimar here, which does breakfast and stuff. Where can I sort jet skis? Go to our website, link in bio. You can get jet skis. Travelon.world and excursionslanzarote.com. Nearly 11:30. It's not, is it? Bloody hell. This is a new place called the Beach Pub. Right on the front. It's getting a bit windy down this end now, but I think it's because it's sort of quite open. Look. Do you go to Fuerteventura? Sometimes. Coming to be live Lanzarote Beach this time next year. Fabulous. So I've actually parked up this end, so I'm not going to be too much longer on here. Although there's 1,600 people, I should do, shouldn't I? You've got Bollywood's here, really nice Indian restaurant. Hello mate, how are you? Very good. So you've got Bollywood's here, look. That's a very popular Indian. And then upstairs, you've got Sally Jones. There's the 67 bar. Look, somebody was asking about the 67 bar. It's just above there. So the 67 bar is just above there. So these are sort of upstairs. Now it's always been difficult for bars upstairs because people tend to just go to the ones on the lower level. So if you can try the ones upstairs, it's well worth it because you do tend to miss them unless you look up. But up there you've got the White Lion. That's up there, it's your British bar. That looks very busy. Look, you can see there's a few people up the top. So people are going up there. It's just difficult to, you know, when people are walking down and you're getting asked and stopped, well, you tend to go the ones at the bottom, don't you? But you've got the White Lion up the top. And then you've got Sorrento, Italy here. When are you going to post on the YouTube? When I get back, probably a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours. This afternoon it'll be on. Views would be better at the top as well. Yes, they would, yeah. And then you've got Spoons up here. Should we go and have a little look? Spoons has become a very popular place. I think it's the name, clever name. It's a clever name, Spoons, isn't it? It's a play on the Weatherspoons. But you've got happy hour, pint of beer, 150 look for tropical. So you've got 150 beer. And you're right, the views are better up here, look.